Change, they say, is constant in life. But is there a point at which change is good or bad for us? These and more are the things that we're going to be digging into today. This is Dear Singles and Married, and here we learn principles that deepen our walk with God and help us find fulfillment in love, courtship, and marriage. Now, to all our returning and new family members, you're welcome. It's good to have you here. I tell you the truth, I'm always excited to do this. I live for this, and I know that you are there joining hands with me, making our community stronger and better. Keep taking those steps. You are who God says you are. You have what God says you have, and you can do what God says you can. There's no limitation for you. The challenges that you see today will be in the past as you keep working. You arrive your goal and you achieve the things that you desire and all that God has set out for you to do here on earth. So, welcome everyone. All right. Um, Let me start by giving you two examples to form a background for our discussion today. So, I know a man that was working in a bank, as at the time he got married. Soon after, he decided to leave the banking industry and go into full-time agriculture. Full-time agriculture. He said that he wasn't getting fulfilled anymore. The bank wasn't doing it for him. He wanted more, and then he just decided to stop working in the bank, got whatever his entitlement was, and then plunged everything into agriculture. You know that when people start something new, the proceeds or the profit from that thing, does not begin to come immediately. And so it caused a lot of issues between him and his wife. I remember his wife saying, I didn't marry an agriculturist, I married a banker. What kind of, I'm not ready for this change. He didn't tell me that this is how it's going to be and all of that. So that is one scenario. So it is the husband now that is the matter. The second example I want to give, two very close friends of ours. I mean, my husband and I. And they met in university, all right? And they came into ministry together. Soon after, the wife says, the career path that I was pursuing in university is what I want to pick up. I believe that I should do that side by side ministry. And it began to bring issues because this man believes I married a woman that will do ministry with me. Here, this woman is saying, no, there is a career I want to pursue. There's something in me that is looking for expression. And if I remain just as your wife, I will not find fulfillment. I remember as friends, we just talked with them. And my husband said something that I've never forgotten. Never forgotten. It's not part of our discussion today, but I'll say it because it will be beneficial for some of us. And I heard him say to his friend that, like, oh guy, see, me, I know that there's some things that you can't enjoy except your wife does everything that is in her heart to do. It really blessed me. He said there are things that I cannot enjoy until my wife does the things that she wants to do. There are things I cannot become until she is all that she wants to be. If she's not fulfilled, it will affect me in some way. And the things that she's accomplishing will make me better, will complete my life. When I heard that, you people should pay me after this one. It's not part of the... All right. So, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Honestly, when certain priorities change, either in relationship or in marriage, it can be a deal breaker. It can be a deal breaker. Normally, we will change for the better, right? So I give a good example. Let's say I am in a relationship or I'm married to someone who puts their job first. Every time is their job. Every time is their job. The person now makes a decision to prioritize family over their job. That's a good change in priority because It is making the relationship better. It is prioritizing what should be prioritized. Now, am I saying that everybody that has a job is not prioritizing their family? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a balance that has to be struck between job and family. We have to work. We have to work. And we can't stop each other from doing what we want to do just because we want to prioritize my family. But there should be a balance. Family should not suffer because we are working, and job should also not suffer because of family. So there's a balance. I just gave that example to tell you that sometimes we change priorities and it betters the relationship. We can change a career path and it's better for the relationship. All right. But there are times when we make a career change and it brings rift, it brings difficulties in the relationship. So what we are looking at today is how, since change is constant in life, how do we make these changes in such a way that still preserves the connection in the family, still keeps the family intact, still helps the family to remain as a united front. We want to be a team in everything that we do. How do we do that? A change in faith and values, for instance, can be a serious deal breaker. Serious deal breaker. I have seen where two Muslims get married or two Christians get married. One changes faith to another religion afterwards, and it begins to create a rift. Values can change and it becomes a rift. So what we want to do today is to find out how do we handle the change, because changes must come. We will never remain the same. We will grow. As we grow, certain priorities have to change. How do we deal with that and make sure that we are preserving the family? Before I go into that, three things can result from changing priorities if not handled well. Number one is conflict. I've said it somehow. It's conflict. You just see yourself arguing over things and you don't know what it is. It is the priorities have changed and they were not handled well. It can bring emotional stress. Emotional stress. Example, I change a career path and my job takes me away from my family or maybe makes me move location. My spouse doesn't have me all the time. If children are there, the children miss me. So for the time I am away, my spouse is both the father and the mother. Think of the emotional stress that will bring, especially if the person has their job and they have to put all of that together because one person is away. So it can bring emotional stress. It can bring financial discomfort. In the example I gave first, when the man changed, he said it took a couple of years before he balanced. And throughout that period, it was mostly the wife's income that was helping them. Imagine you are making income from two sources, then it goes back to one source of income. You get what I'm talking about? But then when the agriculture began to pay off, he could do, in fact, he said he could do 10 times more than what his wife was doing, what he was doing from banking, you know. He just gave us an example. This particular person gave an example of a deal that he had that at that time, staggering amount and the profit that he made. He's collaborating with Chinese companies, he's building farms and all of that. So how do we handle it before all that good time comes? All right. So that's what we are looking to today. So regardless of the change that you want to make, please discuss it with your spouse, preferably before you take that step. Communication is, or effective communication is key in relationship and marriage. Someone once said that there are three pillars around which marriages or relationships rise or fall. He said it's communication, finance, and sex. But the mother of them is communication. Because if you have financial issues, you can talk about them. If you have issues around sex, you talk about them. So effective communication is the grease around which everything just moves smoothly. So talk about it. Talk about it. Don't just up and do the decision. Then you come back and you are informing the person that you have made the change. No, talk about it. We owe each other that because we are a team. It is a partnership. We are working together. And so we must make sure that we are constantly discussing things, the changes that are coming. Yes, you can never, in fact, for me, it is a major setback in marriage if you remain the same. No, you have to grow. And as you grow, priorities will have to keep changing every now and then. That means that these discussions will continue. We continue to have them because we continue to do the things that make our marriage work. So talk about it. Then allow time for your partner to catch up with the change. Don't just drag them into the into the change. Allow time. Allow time. You love your partner, right? You love your spouse, right? So we just allow people. And then some partners come in faster than others. There are those that as soon as you tell them, they are quick. Oh, okay. What do we do? Oh, I believe you, and all of that. What do you expect me to do? How can I come in? How can I assist? But there's another one that will say, this change, give me time to think about it. Oh. And that time maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, depending on the time. Be willing to allow them time to catch up. I am not saying that you should now wait until that season and your passion or your drive dries out. No, that's not what I'm saying. But be sensitive, be careful, be cautious, be kind as you're making those decisions and you're going along with them. Give grace, give grace. It's not easy to just accept a change, especially when the change requires that you make certain changes for yourself, all right, or your spouse. So understand that the change that you're bringing will require that your spouse makes their own changes too. So we have to understand each other, be compassionate, all right, be sensitive to how the change you are making will affect your family, will affect the relationship. And let's talk about it. Pray about it together. You know, I always tell you to pray about things. Talk to God about it. See, the Bible says that a threefold cord is not easily broken. So you and I, two are better than one, right? But the third person that makes the threefold cord in our relationship is God. So when we invite him into everything that we do, he helps us navigate. He helps us navigate. God helps us in everything. He helps us in everything that we do. Then get ready for challenges. Get ready for challenges. So what I mean is, if the change will affect either your finances or your being together, for instance, you need to make allowance for maybe a setback or so. Am I saying that we should be negative in our outcome? No. Or in our perspective? No. I'm not saying you should expect back to come, but just be ready in case we hit a roadblock, in case a major setback comes in case the things don't turn out as quickly or as smoothly as we think they should. As a spouse, as the person receiving the change or allowing the change, give that grace. Give that grace and be willing to stand by whoever made the change. Sometimes the change doesn't turn out well. We still have to have the courage to pick up and move. All we are saying today is that we must be kind to our partner as we grow and we go into different phases of our lives and we make changes. Let us understand that we are not alone. We are working with someone. I was listening to another lady, a popular person in this country. She started from acting. From acting, she went to fitness and well-being. Then she moved to politics. So imagine the change that her spouse will have to make if she was married. You get what I'm saying? Because my priorities are constantly changing. And in this age that we live in, things change constantly. Change constantly. And we have to understand each other. So we must know how to handle the changes that come so that they don't break us, so that we still remain a united force. Our marriage still thrives in the changes that we are making. So thank you so much for being with me today. You know that I'm not thinking that I'm telling you everything about it. Normally, we have a brief discussion that helps us to begin to think in this night. What we are doing here is to just stir up our thinking, is to make us, just challenge us to continue to do those things that make us better and make us better for our relationships and our spouses. That's what we do. So there's so much more to this subject, but that's all we are taking for today. If there's anything, an angle you want to share with me, please leave it in the comment section. I'll look at it and I'll be glad to learn from you also. Until I see you in the next one, I love you. But don't forget that God loves you more and everything is all right.